Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's great to be back in the city where I had my first electoral victory. I was elected to the Students' Union in NUI Galway in 2001. It's also the city where I first joined the Labour Party. And I'm absolutely delighted to be nominated by Derek Nolan, the local TD, for the position of Deputy Leader of the party. I graduated from NUI Galway in 2001 with a BA in Public and Social Policy, with my baby girl only 3 months old in my arms. It was a defining period for me. And for most of the years my daughter was growing up, I was a single parent. And as a single parent, you learn the value of love and support. And my parents gave me the strength to complete my education, and I couldn't have done it without them. They helped me to raise my child into the beautiful young woman that she's becoming. But as a single parent, you learn how to fight. As a single parent, you learn how to fight against stereotypes, against discrimination, against sexism, and sometimes racism. You have to fight to come through, and you have to believe. The single greatest lesson I've learned is this: if a society is built on inequality, then nobody is valued. An equal society simply doesn't allow discrimination to happen. It doesn't allow people to be labelled. It doesn't allow people to be treated as second-class citizens. It doesn't tolerate poverty and hardship without making it a national priority. And as we gather here, anger is growing in our country at the terrible things that have happened in mother and baby homes in the past. Young women forcibly separated, first from their communities, then from any sense of pride or self-worth, and then from their babies. And their babies neglected, starved, illnesses untreated, labelled as worthless, and buried ultimately in unmarked graves, left without even an identity. We now know that this happened as a manifestation of official policy. Young pregnant women separated and confined in these brutal prisons in order to enforce a stigma of shame. They were declared to be unequal and treated accordingly. We hope we have changed. Of course we do. But we also know that official policy can sometimes today result in heartless and inhumane outcomes. In the programme for government we supported, there are a number of commitments to combating inequality, and they were written in good faith. I have no doubt of that. But sadly, references to equality have almost entirely disappeared from the annual progress reports issued by the government about our progress of the programme. Instead, the references are to fairness. But sure, anyone can believe in fairness. Fine Gael say they do, Fianna Fáil say they do, even the Reform Alliance say they believe in fairness. It's not a true test for the Labour Party. It's not a true test for us. Our commitment must be to an equal society, a society that protects and respects each of its citizens. Respect means a government that is humble and humane, a government that learns how to implement even the toughest decisions on a basis of equality, a government that is committed to building and sustaining hope, even in the most difficult of circumstances, a government to whom people with a disability matter, people who are homeless matter, a government who will never ask families to drive themselves into debt to feed their families, to educate their children, or to care for their elderly. And the first thing we have to do, and we have no more than 18 months to do it, is to restore the trust amongst the many people who have always trusted the Labour Party. There are a great many people in Ireland today who have a long and proud record of voting for the Labour Party because they believe in our vision and our promise. But many of these loyal voters have stopped believing, and we need to win them back. Only then, when we have restored the trust of our own, can we begin to rebuild. Let me admit something. Like my colleagues here, I'm ambitious, and I want to serve my party and my constituency at the cabinet table. But right now, and for the remainder of this term, I believe we need something different. We need a radical change, a radical renewal. Not another minister or junior minister shackled by the bounds of cabinet secrecy, but an independent voice, an unafraid voice. I want to be that independent voice, and that's why, if I can win your support, I will not accept a cabinet office or a junior ministerial position. I will represent the party and my constituency as a backbencher who has been given special responsibility by this great party, the Labour Party. It has been suggested to me that in declining promotion, I am looking for power without responsibility. Nothing could be further from the truth. I'm not looking for power, but I will take responsibility. I will support the government as it completes the programme. But if something's wrong, I'll say it's wrong. And if something lacks humanity, I'll call that out. If decisions cross the threshold of decency and equality, I'll fight to change them. But above all, I'll fight for the party I believe in, that we all believe in. We have done a lot over the generations to shape this country into one which I am very proud to raise my child. But I want every family in Ireland to know that we can come through the dark economic times and that they and their children will live in a more equal and compassionate society. Only a stronger Labour Party can achieve that. I'm asking for your support so I can help to rebuild that strength. Now more than ever, I want to fight for my party, for our party, for the Labour Party. Go raibh míle maith agam.
Thank you very much, Ciara.